Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. And I'm back. I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to be as consistent as I can. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for all the ladies that subscribe to my channel. Thank you for all the ladies that are on my Patreon. All the ladies that are following me on Facebook. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate your support. So in this video, I wanted to address a common issue that a lot of women have with men, especially women that are in long-term relationship with men, and the man doesn't want to commit. So I'm going to talk about that right now. So the topic of this video is marriage. Is marriage just a piece of paper? And I'm going to address this once and for all. When I was younger and I was dating and I was in long-term relationship, and I mean, like, you know, being in a relationship with a guy, moving in together, living with the guy and everything like that, I have heard that statement so many times, that marriage is just a piece of paper, we have a good thing, why do you want to ruin it, blah blah blah. Like, I've heard that so many times, and like, I'm over it. Okay, at one point I was like, you know what, I'm over it. I don't want to hear, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I just want someone that is serious. So I'm just gonna let you guys know what that actually means when a guy says that marriage is just a piece of paper. When a man tells you that, especially when you are in a relationship with him, you've been dating for a while and you want to know where the relationship is going, that is not a good sign. That is telling me two things. It's telling me that, one, he is the prize and not you. Because if you are the prize, you wouldn't hear those type of statements ever. If a man sees you as a prize, you would never hear, oh, marriage is just a piece of paper, oh, let's not ruin a good thing, okay, let's let's be together and see what happens. Like, you know, that those type of statements, you're not going to hear it. And we have all heard those statements before, those words before from men. And first of all, you gotta understand and accept the fact that you are not the prize in that situation. And what I would do in a situation like that, I would leave, because I would not stay in a situation or in a relationship with someone who doesn't see me as a prize, who doesn't value me, who doesn't cherish me, and who doesn't think that I'm good enough for marriage. Because, you know, like, if you are good enough to live with, and you know, moving together and stuff like that, if you're good enough to for him to have sex with you all the time, you're good enough to date, you're good enough for everything, like, you're good enough, even good enough to you know, give him children but not marriage, that is not a good sign, and you need to get out of that situation. What I would recommend is that you remove yourself from that situation. Leave the apartment, go live somewhere else, move back with your parents. I don't care what you do, you gotta get up and disappear, like, get up and leave. And if this man really loves you, you just tell him, like, listen, I want to get married, it is very important to me, it's important for me to find someone who is willing to work on leaving a legacy with me and starting a family with me. That's what I want, and this is what I feel like I deserve. And as long as I'm not getting that, I am still on the market, I am still single, and since I'm still in the market, I am going to consider my options and maybe start dating other men. Or maybe if you are serious, and, you know, give him time to, basically you're giving him time to think about it. Okay, so if you have read Pat Allen, Get Into I Too, she said that, you know, it would usually take a man 4 to 8 weeks to actually come to a decision and really decide that, you know what, this is what I want, this is the woman that I want, or whatnot. And when you do that, you do not make contact with this person, like, you break off contact. If he contacts you and he's not telling you what you want to hear, if he's telling you that, oh, why are you doing this, blah blah blah, if you're not getting what you want because you already told him what you want, and if he's willing to give you what you want, you just tell him that whenever you are ready to give me what I want and what I deserve, give me a call. And if he's calling you and he's contacting you and he's not coming at you with what you want and what you asked for, he doesn't want to talk about it, he's trying to evade the topic, he's trying to get you back to moving with him, and go back to the old ways, do not accept it. Because if you accept whatever he's offering. If you accept what he's offering, and especially if he's offering something that you do not want, you are basically telling him that, you know, it's okay to treat you however he feels like he can treat you, and you are basically telling the universe that, you know, you're not serious, you don't want to get married, blah blah blah. If after 8 weeks he doesn't come around, then honey, all I can tell you is that you have to cut your losses and move on and start seeing other men. Because if your goal is to get married, ladies, you gotta understand that you are the prize and you gotta put yourself first. Because if you keep accepting mediocre treatment, shabby treatment from men, you are basically just telling the universe that you don't care, you do not want to get married, you are not serious about building a legacy or whatnot, then you will always have issues with men. Now, let me just address real quick, the marriage is just a piece of paper. It's not all that important, blah blah blah. Let me just address that once and for all. Marriage is a legal binding contract between a man and a woman that is recognized by the state. Okay, it is recognized by the state. It is a legal binding contract. Marriage has nothing to do with love. It has nothing to do with anything. It is legal. It is a legal contract. When you go to church and stuff like that, priests and pundits or whoever it is and imams, they don't perform marriages, they perform weddings. There's a difference. The marriage is something that is legal. This is why you have to get lawyers and stuff like that to get a divorce. It's not like living with a guy for like 10 years and he just ups and walks away and marry someone else in 6 months, because I've seen this happen so many times. And ladies, do not let that be you. This is 2020. We do not have time to be playing games with men, playing games with our future or whatnot. If what you want, by the way, if you do not want marriage, that's fine. But if what you want is marriage, you need to put your foot down and you need to let this guy, whoever that you're dealing with, know that this is what you want. And if he's not willing to give you it, then there's no point in you staying in that relationship. I would get up and just leave. That's what I've done in the past, because my ex, before I met my husband, we were living together, and I talked about marriage. I brought up marriage, and he was like, well, I don't see myself getting married anytime soon. You know, marriage is not all that important. We have a good thing. We have a good relationship. We do not need to have to get married, you know, just to prove anything. Marriage is just a piece of paper. Maybe after 5 years, if we're still together, we can talk about it. And I was like, oh, really? And I was like, okay, well, thank you very much for letting me know that. But as long as there's no ring on this finger, then I'm still on the market. And this is exactly what I told him. I said, I'm still on the market, so, you know, I'm still single. So ladies, you are single till married, okay? What advice I will give you, ladies? Okay, my camera is about to die. The advice I will give you, ladies, is that if you're in a relationship with a guy, do not move in with that guy. Do not move in and live with a guy that you're not married to. Because, you know, the old say, like, you know, the old people always say that, you know, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free? Exactly, like, why buy a cow when you can get free milk, you know? And I know, I hate that statement too, like, I really hate that saying. But you know what, it is true. It holds a lot of weight to it. And I understand why they said that. But ladies, you gotta remember that, you know, giving men wife privilege, the privilege of having a wife without the contract, without the investment, you are selling yourself short. You are setting up yourself for failure and heartbreak. And we do not want to be dealing with that right now. So, you know, it doesn't matter, because you can be living with a guy, sharing an apartment with a guy, and you can be with that guy for 10 years, and if something happens to him, you have no claim to whatever he has. You have no claim. If he passes away, like, you literally have no claim, because you have no legal claim. You did not marry that guy. And you know, like, I see there was some celebrity that died sometime last year. I think he was a rapper or something, and you know, he was worth a lot of money, and his girlfriend that he was with for forever. They never got married, and like when I hear that type of stuff, like I really cringe, and it really upsets me, because you're not just thinking about yourself, also got to think about your children. You know, your children deserve security. They deserve to have security. Children don't deserve to be you know, worried about money and worried about who's going to take care of them. Like, that's not their job. That is your job, because you are the parent. But yeah, this is something that I wanted to address. But you know, that marriage is a piece of paper thing, that is just bullshit. The men that are telling you that are just playing games with you. It's just mind games. It's BS. Okay, like, you know, I'm just gonna call it what it is. It is absolute bullshit. Oh my god, I said it. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is absolute BS. So do not fall for it. Do not fall for the okie doke. Do not fall for the Jedi mind tricks. These men know exactly what they are doing, and you, as a woman, always make sure you put yourself first and make sure your needs are met. Do not ever get yourself in a situation where you're with a guy for years and no marriage or anything like that. And you know, people are going to tell you, well, you know, in this day and age, there's no need for that, blah blah blah. I do not know why people say that, because honestly, I do not know why people are attacking the family, because the family unit is very, very important. A man and a woman getting married and starting a family is the most stable situation for a child and a wife. That's it. For a child and a mother, it's the most stable situation. So ladies, I want you to think about that. And if you are dealing with a guy who is telling you marriage is just a piece of paper, just know that he's playing games with you. You need to put your foot down. You need to get up and remove yourself from that situation, and do not budge until you get what you want. If you do not get what you want by 8 weeks, it is time to move on. Okay? If you do not budge, if the man doesn't budge and he doesn't try to fix the situation or meet you halfway or whatnot, this guy never loved you to begin with. And do not kid yourself, because a lot of women, they think just because, you know, they invested 3, 4, 5 years in a relationship, they think, well, you know, he's not just going to get up and just leave. Listen, men will get up and leave a woman they've been married to, or, you know, married to for 20 years to be with someone who they think is their dream woman or whatnot. So, you know, the fact that you're not married to this guy and the years keep going by, you are putting yourself at greater risk. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. I hope this video was helpful. There were other things that I wanted to talk about, but I can talk about that stuff in another video. Yeah, that's all. So before I go, ladies, come and join the Hypergamous Mindset Patreon. I get on there every Thursday with exclusive content. We talk about stuff that we can't talk about here on YouTube, because, you know, I believe in creating a safe space for hypergamous women. Also, you can come and join my Facebook group on Facebook. Hit me up. You can also hit me up on Instagram. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, ladies, that's all for this video, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.